today my session is going to be on mentoring. Before I go to mentoring, mentors are called enablers in some form. Can you list out some of the enablers whom you have met? Not names, but how do you refer them as? Like mentors.
Boss.
Manager
Manager or boss.
Manager or boss. Anything else?
Father.
Father, yes. Parent, yes. Spouse, okay.
Sorry.
All possible. Spouse, that's
Sorry.
children, yes. Children, yes. Any other?
Grandchildren. Grandson. Sorry. Good friends.
Fine. All these people are there for us to make us learn. They essentially make us reflect or learn. Who want a slightly broader title? I will say trainers. Trainers are one sort of enablers, right? How do you define a trainer?
Facility.
What does a trainer do?
One who trains.
That is easy. What does he do actually?
Improve your ability.
He gives you skills. Trainer gives you skills. Okay. The next possible person is a coach. What does a coach do?
Coach is different from a teacher.
And I'm asking,
More coach.
what does coach do?
Coach practically imparts skills rather than theoretical.
Huh?
They're more skill based.
Motivate is part of the, what does coach do primarily? Coach improves your competency in a particular area. He coaches you to excel in a particular area of expertise. If you are an athlete, he ensures that you achieve certain standards. If you are a athlete doing long jump, you get into maximizing your length of the area. So coach is some person who improves your competency in a particular area. Who is a counselor? Next is a counselor. What is a counselor? Counselor is also enabler. Right?
Who listens?
Listen. So by listening, does he enable you?
He guides you.
Listen. By listening, he makes you feel comfortable. Does he enable you by listening? What does he do?
Shows the way through our session. He just listens, but he tries to take up the answers from answers.
Okay. That's fairly close. Any other?
He inspired one of my friends philosopher in life.
He doesn't do that.
A counselor emphasizes what you say.
Okay.
He tries to understand your feelings, your thoughts, where your problems are emanating, what is the source of your problems, and he gives you options how to solve them. In other words, he empowers you to solve your own problems.
He doesn't give options. He empowers you to find out your options. He essentially presents clarity to you. He works like a mirror to you. When you look at your mirror, if you try, the mirror will try. If you laugh, the mirror will laugh. So the counselor empathizes with you, but gives you a lot of clarity about your current situation. And last role is the role of a mentor. What does a mentor do? How a mentor differs from a trainer or a coach or a counselor?
A mentor sizes the strengths and weaknesses of his mentee,
Okay?
and tries to increase, remove the weaknesses and make them into strength, and polish the strengths.
You can give a round of applause. Mentor, while he does all the things what Vinod said, he identifies your hidden potential. When he says strengths and weaknesses, essentially that he tries to identify what you're good at, but identify what you are not aware of. You are not aware of certain things, he presents that to you and enables you. All the people what you said, father, mother, spouse, children, grandchildren, friend, grandparents, all these people do these roles at various points of time in our life. Sometimes somebody gives you skill. Your daughter is going to get married and is going to the new house in 1 month's time, the mother gives a skill of cooking. Right? Then she's a trainer there, she trains the daughter to cook. Right? So all these people do these roles as part of the day-to-day life. Some of the mentors you can see in your life are your primary school teachers, the nursery school teachers will be your mentors. You remember them still vividly because they would have said one day you will become like this. Right? Your primary school teacher listens to you. The primary school teacher counsels you when you have a problem. He brings clarity. Mentor is one who is a trainer, coach, counselor, and above all, a person who identifies the hidden potential. He is a summation of all the other roles what he plays. Like a Zen master, right? He's a mentor. He doesn't do anything, but by doing nothing, he makes you do a lot of things. He enables you to do a lot of things, right? So these are the various forms of enablers, and what you're going to look at is the role of a mentor, which we say mentoring process in our club, how we are going to go into that role. Let me take you to a few other things. The session objectives today is to make, understand, define what is mentor, how to understand the pre-mentoring understanding between a mentor and a mentee, what should be the attributes of a mentee, what should be the approach of a mentor, what are the learning styles of both mentor and mentee. When I'm saying learning styles of both mentor and mentee, it means both of us learn, they are co-learners in the process. Right? Both of them learn. My best learning came in Toastmasters only when I started mentoring Ram Gopal. Till such time I was a mentee going to Kumaram, trying to learn the ropes of public speaking. And when I was in my project 6, they said your mentee will be Ram Gopal. And I don't know who is this Ram Gopal. Suddenly I get a call and he comes and meets me at home. I find a person, whose age is, my experience is half his age. Or my age is half his experience sort of thing. And I am to mentor him. How this relationship is going to go ahead. Generally, mentor looks at if you have a person who is younger than him, and I find a person who is as old as my father. How do I mentor him? So, my learning increased when I started mentoring now. Right? So, it's a co-learning process. So, the session objective will be to make you understand the mentoring environment, what are the learning styles, what are the attributes of a mentee, and how a mentor understands himself and the mentee. These are the few things I am going to. I will put all these things in the PPT for you to see, but you have not got a clearance for this, so I don't want to. So you will be finding me getting distracted by this PPT. Right? Who are the stakeholders in the mentoring process? Who are the participants in the mentoring process? Mentor and a mentee. And there is one more.
Organization,
Organization. In Toastmasters, this is a group because this group, it's not an implicit, explicit stakeholders, but they provide the feedback to the performance of mentor. When I mentor a speaker and he comes and gives a speech, this group gives me a feedback to my mentee and we work together for his next speech. So the stakeholders are also the Toastmasters, the audience are going to be there apart from the mentor and mentee. Why I'm saying many times when I look at mentoring, we stop with my mentee, that's all. I'm not looking at audience as part of my environment. So audience are also part of my environment. I'm going to groom this guy for the audience need also. So what are the myths associated with the mentoring process? When you say mentoring, what are the fears or assumptions or myths? Anything?
It's a challenging process.
Okay. Yes, anything else?
Fine-tuning.
Myths, I'm saying myths. These are all correct answers.
Those are all the answers.
These are all correct answers. Myths, yeah. So that's one. We've got all answers.
Mentor is not a teacher.
Mentor is not a teacher. Good.
Who will boss over us? He will boss over us.
Boss over. Okay, that's good one. Any other myths, right?
He is responsible for the growth.
He is responsible. Yes. Any other myths? Because that's a fear. I am responsible. The mentor feels responsible and he is afraid. He gets tense. Anything else? Any other myths? All these are right. Let me share some more. A mentor is superior to a mentee. It's a myth. Right? So that was the one thing which crashed in my mind when I first saw Ram Gopal. Right? Was I am not superior to my mentee. So the first myth is broken when I saw Ram Gopal as my mentee, first mentee walking. Right? And you always assume your mentor is more knowledgeable in all areas. It is not. He may not know many things. Right? So you need to accept your mentor. If you expect your mentor to be a know-all or a panacea for all your problems, you may not. So you may have disappointment. So that's a myth or assumption which you have to break. Third one. An established achiever in this area. If Sachin Tendulkar's coach, he should not be a broadman. Sachin Tendulkar didn't go to broadman. He went to some Acharya who knows the game, who knows the techniques of the game, but is not achiever in his own area. Right? So a mentor may not be in a position to speak the way you expect him or anticipate him. If he speaks fine, you can pick up a lot of things as he speaks. But he may know the tricks of the trade or how to enable you. That's the role of a mentor. Right? So he may not be an achiever in this area. So remove this word. Psychologically superior to a mentor. A mentor is psychologically superior. Always I will look up. Did you do your homework? I cannot get into that mode of psychologically being one up on my mentee. That's a myth. So that's one more myth we need to break. And as a mentee, don't relive, as he said, relive your school. Right? Because school or tuition classes tells you a very bad experience. Every day it's a pain. That's why he said education session is a pain bus. He said, so don't relive that. These are myths which you need to break when you are entering the mentoring process, mentoring arena, either as a mentor or as a mentor. This is very, very important. So what are the truth in this? These are myths, so what are the truth? Mentor is not superior to me. He is psychologically equal to me. He may not be achiever, but he may definitely guide me in the process of or in the journey of Toastmaster. That's the truth. He will definitely guide you. He is a sounding board to me. He is the word she also. Yes, I'm saying when I say he is a big he, like God Almighty. Okay, right? So the sounding board to me. When I say he comes because my mentor is a he, so I always wait he. Sounding board. Sounding board is what I bounce my ideas. He reflects back and gives his perspective, and I improve upon. We work together. Most of my humorous speeches, winning humorous speeches, have come because me and my mentor worked as a sounding board to each other. I will say something. He will throw a humorous perspective of it. I will throw one more humorous perspective of it. Half an hour there will be free for all discussion. Anybody sitting there will have a very low opinion of me and my mentor. Okay? With all these, what do you call, juxtapositions of, we'll be finding what sort of guys they are, absurd ways to be found in Toastmaster fraternity. And finally after half an hour we'll collect all the top students, the sequential thing, get one meaningful incident, put all the punchlines, what made us laugh. We put as the punchline and get a speech. So sounding board helps you to develop your speech faster and more meaningful. So a mentor is a sounding board. Finally, a fellow co-learner. Please don't assume that he is a learned guy and is sitting in front of you. He is a fellow co-learner. He is also learning along with you in the process. So when the first time when I wrote my project 3 speech, I think it's on self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, because I read that book fresh, so I thought let me make use of this book, what I read as a speech. So I wrote a book on speech on self-fulfilling prophecy and took it to my mentor. First time he read, then he said, can you explain what you have written? For a moment I felt, I've written in English. He is my mentor, why is he not understanding? Then I found that conceptually what I am looking at and conceptually, he is looking at a practical connection of what I am talking. Whereas I am talking at an altitude of 35,000 feet, even I won't understand if I ask somebody else to explain. So he brought me down to a level where I can look it from this ground level and try to explain it better. At the end of the day, the speech came out so nicely, people were happy about listening to a new thought called self-fulfilling. So he's a fellow co-learner, don't think he's learned, he'll know self-fulfilling prophecy, don't ever get into that. And finally, a friend with whom a mentee can have a lifelong relationship. Right? I am being a mentee of Kumar for the past 9 years, from 2003, 2001, 11 years. Right? And I have known Ram Gopal from 2004, 8 years. And it is not about Toastmasters and speaking. It is more about knowing each other and holding hands. Many times when you are down, confused, what to do, what not to do, I need some help urgently. He may not help or he may not know what to do. But if I speak to him, I get clarity. Right? The roles get reversed as you go along in the journey. He becomes my mentor, I become my mentee. Situation makes us change the roles. But still, we have our boundaries very clear. When it comes to speech, he will definitely call me and check, Ramesh, I am going to give this small speech in the club or in some other place. Can you just look at it and let me know what it is? Right? Even if I give a small session today, I call Kumar and I am giving this in the club. This is what my ideas are. Is it okay? Do you have anything to say? He says, okay, you can go ahead and give, just see whether you can give these examples. Right? It may not be writing the speech, going to him, speaking in front of him, dancing in front of him, but still calling him sounding board. I use him as a sounding board. right? You get a lifelong friend for you or a soulmate for you in a mentor if you stick to one man, right? So these are the truth about mentoring. Let me look at them. What should be the orientation between a mentor and mentee before they start the mentoring process? I say that Vinod has been assigned as a mentee to me. So how do I mentally orient myself to this process?
Open mind.
Open mind. Anything else?
Get to know.
Get to know.
You need to approach them in such a way how your mentor is approaching.
Okay. Okay. Anything else?
Trust.
Hmm?
Trust.
Trust. Mutual respect. First, I should have a mutual respect to this person. However small he is in age or however senior to me, I need to have a mutual respect and put him at a level playing field. I should not forget, in spite of, I am 29, somebody is a mentee of me who is 60. If I see, while I should remember we are at an equal plane as a learner, I should also remember that he has seen life more than me. Right? I cannot go to a pedestal and say, boss, you don't know this, please do this. I should have a mutual or healthy respect with my mentor or mentee. The reverse is true. If I am a very senior person and my mentor is a young guy, I should still have a mutual respect. Only then the relationship works. Second thing, as he said, mutual sharing. I need to know the background of the mentee. I need to know the background of the mentor. So when I call him sometime and ask, I used to call Kumaran at around 10:30, 11 in the initial days. Okay, his mobile will be switched off. That's the time I come back from office and write my speech. And I want to immediately discuss with my mentor. And his phone will be switched off. I will be so angry, so angry. What sort of guy is this? Switching out the phone at 10:30. How can I go in Toastmasters with this sort of mentor? Okay. But subsequently, when next day I call him and ask him, boss, I called you at 10:30, you didn't pick the phone. Yeah, I don't pick the phone. 10 o'clock or 7:38 when I reach home, I switch off the phone, he says. I asked him why. He says, from morning 7, my call starts until 7:30 in the evening, I take calls. Because he is a builder, there will be calls from his, prospective customers, marketing agent, or his vendors, right? Name and follow, bank guys. He said, I have given calls and I don't spend even 1 minute for my family. Once I reach home, I switch off the mobile phone and I am with my family. And my day starts at 5 o'clock in the morning. I go for my morning run of 5 kilometers or morning aerobics of 40 minutes, right? Or morning some exercise of half an hour. So my day starts at 5 and I'd like to hit the bed early. I'd like to go to sleep by 9:30, 10. I finish my supper at 7:30. I go to bed at 10. I get up at 7:05 in the morning. So I know his routine now. Now I'll adjust my calling him accordingly. If I don't know that, my upset quotient increases every minute. For every speech I'll be so upset. One day I'll come to VP Education. Can you change my mentor, please? So background, knowing, understanding your mentor. Similarly, you have to understand the mentee, what sort of guy he is. Right? When initially it was very difficult for Kumaran to work with me as a mentee. Because I was so cerebral. I work from here, he works from here. Right? Everything is heart for him, everything is emotions, everything is experience, everything is incidents in life. For me, everything is concept, everything is theory. So he had to understand what sort of person I am. So one day we sat together and asked me what sort of books you read. I told him a lot of books. He said, none of the books I have heard. What are these books? I said, Ayn Rand. I said, Ken Wilber. I said, lot of books which he said, I don't know any of these books. What are these books? I said, these are the books I read. What were you reading earlier? Then I said, a lot of fictions I read, but these are the books I read. Then you know what sort of person I am. Then all my speeches were so cerebral, then you will say, your speech is good. First statement will be, your speech is very good. A person like me cannot understand in the audience. How can you make it easy for me to understand? Can you give some examples how it will fit? So then once he understood, he was in a position to make me work. So now we are somewhere, both of us are somewhere near the neck. I come down, he comes up, and we are somewhere near the neck to understand our speeches. So unless otherwise you understand your mentor or mentee, spend some time. It is not about only speech you have to make. Call for a coffee, call for a tea, go for a lunch, go for a somewhere. Just speak, understand what this person, what is your job, what sort of routines you have in your daily life. Unless otherwise you understand this about your mentor and mentee, you cannot gel well. For a moment, forget mentor-mentee in Toastmasters. Is it not applicable to anybody whom you want to strike a relationship with life? Then only, as you were saying, I got a best friend of my life. Our relationship blossomed somewhere. Because that's when the time they took long walks. They had the space for themselves as well as discuss something in a slightly open environment which makes them relax and share and understand. So unless otherwise you have this understanding of each other happening at a slightly higher plane, not at the task plane, you cannot be a good mentor or a mentee. Right? This is the orientation you have. The minute you said, I have allocated a mentee for you, the first thing you should pick up a phone, boss, when do we meet? Okay, let's meet for a cup of coffee day. Right? Speak to him, understand. He's already trying to meet somebody. Okay, so this is the, and also understand the future plan of your mentee. What is it you want to do in life? How do you want to proceed? How do you want to use this forum for your career plans? You ask him so that you will know where you can contribute as a mentor. Now, what is the next thing? Pre-mentoring activities, what can be done? This you have understood my mentee has understood me. Then what else I do before when actual mentoring starts? Mentoring starts when I give the first speech, right? I come give you, ask you, I'm doing a MC role tomorrow, so how do I do? That's where the mentoring starts in Toastmasters. So before that, what is it we need to do between a mentor and a mentee? Any thoughts?
You ask your mentee what is the next project, what ideas he or she has on those projects. Discuss it, talk it out.
Any other thoughts?
We have to tell them what Toastmasters are, the basic knowledge.
Okay.
How to be.
Okay. Speak loud is well taken.
We have to give a general idea.
Okay.
In general.
Any other thoughts?
Ask them about their interest.
Huh?
For example, if I talk about project 6, what interests you most? You can use that interesting topic for your project.
Fine. Yes, sir.
Yeah, both have to understand like how he is before giving maybe what kind of speech he's going to do. Mentor has to give the chance to mentee that.
Give him a space to speak.
Commit
fine.
ideas and then.
I'm going one step before. Please have a chat with your mentee on his expectations. What are your expectations from me as your mentor? And also tell what your expectations are there on the mentee as a mentor. See, as a mentor, I expect you to send your speech at least 1 week in advance to me. That's the expectation. Assume I don't tell. My mentee sends a speech 1 day before or 2 days before the actual speech. Sir, I sent the speech in the morning. Can you please look at it and get back to me? And he said, okay. And I go and see the mail, no mail comes. The mail has come. No, I have to send now. I'm just making the last correction. I have sent it now. So it lands in my mailbox at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay. After that, he calls me promptly after 1 hour. Have you got the mail? Okay. When will you get back to me? Okay. Then I have to sit and correct and edit and all those things and send the speech mail. Then I say, when do we meet? Today I'll be busy. Tomorrow I'll call you and tell you. That is on Tuesday evening, okay? Wednesday, no calls. Thursday morning, today evening, can I give the speech? He says, and as a mentor, if you ask me, and what I've been, handed over by my predecessors in Toastmasters, you need to have at least 2-3 sittings with your mentor, correct the speech, bounce your ideas, practice the speech in front of the mentor at least once to get your body language and other things right. Or at least get an indication of what you are doing which is distracting in nature, and then go and give your speech. Here is a guy who sends a speech on Tuesday afternoon, okay, and asks me to tell me that I'll call you on Wednesday, and actually calls me on Thursday to say I'm going to give the speech, and actually comes and gives the speech also. So it's a challenge for me to, there is no challenge for him, he is okay to come and give the speech. The challenge for me is how will I handle myself? Because I am struggling with the concept which I have been brought in, what I believe in, and here is one Toastmaster member who does this. So how do I handle this? Right? So there are two options in front of me. Call him next time and say, boss, this is not on. 1 week before I need a speech. If you don't give, you will only give the next week. Or if you want to continue like this, you seek some other mentor. This will be very, very process oriented and straightforward as far as mentor is concerned. But I will be losing a member in the club. Right? You will say, what sort of club is it? Nah, my school teacher also said the same thing. And he, one more guy was doing the same thing. And he will relieve the school then. So then what I need to believe only his interest to come and speak, the first thing. He has got an enthusiasm and interest to come and speak. And he is willing to take that risk and come and speak. He may forget, he may stutter, stammer, make a mess of himself, but he is willing to take that risk. And if as a mentor I can be part of his journey handhold him. And I trust him for a bigger reason, because he has seen life, he is doing things which are worthy in his life, he is coaching a lot of people, he is enabling people in his own way. This is only a small aspect of skill which he is trying to get in Toastmasters. So with all the other things positive, this will automatically happen, if not today, at least at project 10. Right? I need to have the hope. Right? And you won't believe, once you took the Sergeant Arms, every time once you complete Sergeant Arms, you come and ask me, how did I speak? How did I speak?